Okay, so yeah, we have with us Barrister Ejiofor Ifeanyi, who is the attorney to Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Thank you, Barrister, for joining us in the studio.
Thank you, it's a pleasure.
Welcome to Sahara Reporters.
Thank you so much.
The first question is, lots of Nigerians and the world at large would like to know from you where your client is, where it's Nnamdi Kanu.
Thank you so much. You know, before Nana actually made it public, and also I like to tell the entire world about the whereabouts of my client. The military invaded his premises on the 14th day of September 2017. And shortly before they gained access to his house, he called me on phone to inform me about the sporadic gunshots going on around his house then. So I have to also issue a statement to that effect. So thereafter, I ceased to have further communication with him. So until date, I've not heard from him. And I've also taken steps to file a formal application before the Federal High Court Abuja to compel the military to produce him in court. Because it's obvious they had the last contact with him on that 14th day of September 2017. And they were in the killed over 28 persons in his premises, shot about 48, wounded many. And he also took away some cops. So, and they made last contact with my client. So, and they, by virtue of which they're in a position to produce him in court. That's certain. Thank you.
Is the claim that Nnamdi Kanu is missing an afterthought?
It cannot be an afterthought because as I had earlier explained, shortly before they came, you know, they went there first on 12th of September. So on what I suspected to be a surveillance. So during the invasion, they wounded many. So on a second visit, being that 14th of September, they also were heavily armed. They came in their hundreds. So they shoot sporadically and also killed many because they, as I said, they even went to his bedroom. So, and it was in the bedroom when he called me last. Because when he called me before they gained entrance to the house, he called me, he told me he was in the bedroom. And I told him to remain calm, that I have to allow the public. So I made some contact and also called some human rights organization to inform about what was going on in my client's house. So, and afterwards, I didn't hear from him again. So the rest has told you now because they killed, for record available to us, which also I've already made available to you, they killed over 28 persons there. So, and wounded many. You can, from the photographs and also pictures, video footage I gave to you, you can see the bullet holes in his room. Okay, how they climbed his staircase, how they climbed the staircase to his room in upstairs, and shoot at everything on site, including the dogs, the cars, scattered everything, shot everything with bullets. So tell me what actually they're shooting in the room, if not him. So it shouldn't be an afterthought because I know they are. I'm also firmly convinced that they have him, either dead or alive. Actually, and that was why I went to court. So whosoever that says is not in their custody or has gone to Mr. XYZ country, the person should come to the court and put it on oath because we are on oath in court. So application will file in court is on oath. So if you are disproving or challenging our claims, come to the court and state your position on oath too. So
you're saying there's no truth in what Orji Uzor-Kalu said about Nnamdi Kanu being in London? No,
the fact is that Orji Uzor-Kalu is a politician. I believe, I also clear these issues. I believe he's looking at an avenue to calling favor from the government. So that's why he opened his mouth so wide and be talking what he's not sure of. So I asked him several questions. Were you there? You went there with the rampaging soldiers at the point they invaded his premises. He was all there. And a traveler will also tell you that it's not possible for somebody to travel to Malaysia, from Malaysia to United Kingdom. It's impossible. The military know they have him. So I believe his statement is false in the first place, and is targeted as causing mischief.
But Orji Uzor-Kalu did say that he spoke with members of...
He never spoke with anybody. That is certain. He never had access to any of his relatives. He never discussed with anybody, either his brothers or sisters. Nobody spoke with him. I can authoritatively confirm that to you now.
Barrister, if you do not know the whereabouts of your client, where then did you get the mandate to sue the federal government demanding that the tag on IPOB as terrorist is illegal?
Yeah, okay, let me just clarify this because I have, before now, I've been the IPOB lawyer general counsel, apart from being Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer. So I've been the lawyer to IPOB. So I have the standing instruction at all times to defend them in all suits and also file action on their behalf in all suits. Thank you.
Okay. How do you feel being legal counsel to the man who's been tagged a terrorist by the Nigerian state?
Well, I actually, let me just say this. The point is that the military invasion of the Southeast is well planned. The activities there was well planned by the government and also in conspiracy with Northern Coalition Group and also elders. This is a high-powered Northern conspiracy. Before now, on the 24th day of August 2017, the Arewa Youth Coalition Group issued a statement. So that Nnamdi Kanu must be arrested, and also that IPOB should declare a terror group. So as part of the terms containing, as part of the time for withdrawal of their, with notice given to Igbos and Southerners living in the northern states. So, and before that 24th of August 2017, I had only filed an application before the Federal High Court to vary some of these bad conditions given to Nnamdi Kanu, which we consider as offensive or in clear violation of his fundamental rights as provided under the Constitution. So, and they responded. They filed a counter to application before then and served on us. So only for us, so we're waiting for the day to come, being October 17th. So after that press conference of 24th day of August, we are in the Arewa Coalition Group, mandated the federal government on what to do, because I understand there's political undertone to activities of the military in the Southeast, clearly. And so on 25th, being Friday, they filed an application seeking for the revocation of the bail granted in Nnamdi Kanu. Are you getting the game? And now, before this bail application was filed, it was made public, it was given to the press to advertise for them, for the Arewa youth and their cohorts to see that they have started implementing the understanding they have together. So that I wasn't taken aback. Then, few days afterwards, the military deployed, the Chief of Army Staff deployed soldiers acting on the directive from the president to Southeast on operation they called Operation Python Dance. Now, the deployment of soldiers to Southeast to quell civil unrest or whatever you call it is not only unjustifiable, it's not called for in the first place. And because there's no violence in the Southeast. Section 271 of the Constitution is clear on the circumstances under which soldiers can be deployed to contain certain activities, when it's a case of insurrection, external aggression, or terrorism. So, but I know, as long as I heard about this, I know there's something behind it, the more I can see. So I know that they're actually going there for something else. So I wasn't surprised when I heard about their first attempt at getting at my client on 12th of September 2017 being on Sunday. They went there in the evening, then also shoot some people, wounded many on that Sunday. So an operation which was scheduled originally to commence on the 15th day of September, on 12th it commenced it in my client's house. And if you're familiar with the location of his house, you know that the house is clearly isolated from the main town, where such an extra, whatever you call it, you are going on whatever you call it, is clearly isolated from the town, where you can carry such an size. So, obviously telling you that they're going there, that this operation is targeted at him, decimating the entire members of IPOB and annihilating the Igbos in general. That's the essence of that operation. So, and when this happened, we raised alarm. Igbos raised alarm, the Igbo Apex organization, both Ohanes and the Igbo, and what, people started talking, right? Before you could speak Dankara Robinson, the military declared IPOB terrorist organization. Now, in clear confirmation of what they are being told by the Arewa Youth Coalition Group, because the essence of coming down to there is to provoke the unarmed, defenseless, and non-violent group, IPOB, into going into armed struggle, which they resisted at all times. Now, before you can deploy people to such an assignment or exercise, there must be history of violence. There must be a history of armed struggle. There must be a history of people kidnapping, killing, doing all sorts of things that cannot be contained by the civil authority. But in this case, there is no such history. IPOB has no history of armed struggle. IPOB has no history of kidnapping. IPOB has no history of even attacking security agents or burning police stations. You can only see them gathering on a rally, insisting on referendum, nothing more. In clear exercise of the powers to rise of self-determination as contained under Article 21 of the African Human and Charter of People's Rights, and also under Article 1 of the United Nations Charter, right? they have always been civil in the approach or in the exercise of this right. So they don't use gun, they don't use machete, they don't use any form of arm. So tell me the reason why the federal government should deploy troops to Southeast to go and fight them. It's uncalled for and clear unconstitutional.
Have you been under any threats during the course of being Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer?
Well, I can't say, apparently I'm under threat, of course. They are making some moves towards getting at me, so through illegal means. Because so I know and understand, before now I raised an alarm about some people that are going to my office to make inquiries. So only this morning, someone came to my office. He didn't come up upstairs actually. He came in military uniform. He was asking after me. I don't have any client for any military man as my client at all. I don't maintain a brief. I don't have any military man as my client. So I know they are actually taking steps to see how to get at me. So I've already alerted the international community and also the world, but I know that they cannot get at me. That's very certain because God I worship is wrong. Thank you.
The president, in his broadcast on October 1st in honor of the nation's 57th anniversary, said that, and I quote, "At all events, proper dialogue and any desired constitutional changes should take place in a rational manner." Is this to say that Nnamdi Kanu was opposed to dialogue with the federal government?
No issue. Before now, few weeks before the military were deployed to Southeast for this covert operation they called the Operation Python Dance, the Southeastern state governors engaged him on a dialogue, discussion, which he honored. And an understanding was about to be reached. So, in the course of the discussion, he called me. I had a meeting with him. And I said, no problem, let us listen to them and see possible of resolving some of these issues. Right? Because their issues are genuine. Their concerns are genuine. So, and they want to look into it. So now, if he's not averse to that dialogue, to discussing with them, start giving them audience, you would have honored the invitation in the first place. So, but it's now for them to come together. Let him tell them what he wants. He's talking about a referendum and nothing more. He's not preaching violence, not saying people carry arms, go and kill people. No, he's not saying that.
But you're aware that the Southeast governors also proscribed him as well?
They have no such powers. That's very certain. So I know it's an afterthought. What they did was an afterthought, and I condemn it.
Are you also challenging them?
Of course, I told them, and they now withdraw it because they said they never at any point in time declare a terrorist organization. Yeah, they said it, and I told them they have no such power. It's a political statement.
But what do you think had made them to do so?
No, because I understand some of them let me just use the foul language, some of them are cowards. And some of them are saying that because of they want to secure their political offices. But I can assure you that all of them, the youths will come out 2019 to sweep all of them out. They're going to be voted out of office for doing that.
Was there at any point where you thought that things might go this way? Did you ever think that way?
Well, I never envisaged this. I never envisaged this kind of rascality, barbarism, and also this kind of violent approach to containing civil unrest or a peaceful and lawful agitation. And I've not envisaged that.
Okay, let's discuss some scenarios. If Nnamdi Kanu were to disappear, as you had said, how will it affect the struggle that he has begun already?
Well, as you are fully aware, IPOB is a lawful organization or group, and so it has structure in place already. And they have a structure, so they have a roadmap towards implementing and actualizing the independence of Biafra, which are going about it lawfully. So that's why they've been calling for referendum to be conducted.
But since his disappearance, there's not been any much progress. I mean, it's assumed that they are all waiting for him to.
Well, the point is that they know that of course you should know that IPOB has branches all over the world. Of course you should know. Yeah. So and I know that they must produce in one day. There's no two ways about it. The military must produce in one day. We're in court now, so they must produce in one day. That one there's no doubt about it. They must produce in one day.
Aside from being Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer as well as IPOB's lawyer, do you agree? Do you sympathize with IPOB's ideologies? Of course.
I sympathize with ideology. These are people that have been relegated to the background. These are people that have been treated like third classes in the country. The Igbos have been marginalized in a manner that the whole world has seen it. They are being treated as if they are nothing, they are not relevant in the scheme of things. They've been, they are not recognized, so, and they cannot continue to keep quiet. So that's why they're raising awareness, that they're raising their voice. So I had expected the federal government to call them, to ask, at least approach them for dialogue and see what are their grievances, right? You have 4 children, or let me just say you have 4 children. Somebody say, I don't want you to be my father again. It's not an offense under the law.
So you're saying that you agree to
it's not offense.
IPOB saying
what I would do as the father is to call him, come. What offense have I committed? What have I done to you? Right? And so you cannot listen to the person, know his grievances, know his concerns, and see how to address it. Right? And so I sympathize with them and the Igbos in general. Not only IPOB, because IPOB the IPOB are Igbos. So Igbos are not the neighboring states, of course. And so
you also agree that Nigeria should break up.
Well, the point is that we are talking about confederation and federalism, right? True federalism in the country. So if these issues are looking through, well, if there's a true federalism in the country being practiced as contained under the Constitution, then I don't think we should be having this kind of situation. I don't think it will be to a reasonable extent address some of the concerns they are raising, right? Because when the system is structured, we cannot talk about the second part of it.
Are you aware that some of the vocal, provocative speeches by Nnamdi Kanu were exactly the same thing done in Rwanda sometime in 1994?
What do you classify?
Which led to a very...
What do you classify a provocative speech from him? Because I don't think I've had any of such statement from him.
Saying that he will go to Abuja and bring back the head of Buhari.
I didn't hear that.
You did not hear that? There were videos everywhere.
No, I didn't hear that. Of course, you see, I have been able to observe so many things in the course of this case.
You are saying that since Nnamdi Kanu started these agitations, he's never made any
let me say this. Let me say this. In the course of this brief, I've observed so many anomalies. Okay. Right? One, there's so much propaganda all over the places. People hijack internet, video chops, photo chops, bring pictures and all whatnot, just oppose, and we tell you that Nnamdi Kanu says this, or did this, or did that. Are you getting me? So I cannot confirm to you that I didn't hear him speak that.
Even the ones on Biafra Times and on Radio Biafra?
I said I didn't hear him speak that. I'm telling you now. I'm not. If I'm with him and I hear him speak that, I will say that I was him when he spoke that. Yes. And
you don't think that there's some of the things that he's doing could lead to the kind of genocide that happened in Rwanda?
You see, let me say this to you. What you should be concerned about is modus operandi, right? And the message the person is preaching. Fantastic, right? So it's the message that give rise to whatever you're talking about, what I'm talking about genocide or whatnot. But simple message in this kind is saying, one, he told them there will be no election in Anambra State. Now, by saying that there will be no election in Anambra State, he's telling his faithfuls not to participate in election, which is a civil disobedience recognized under the law. Right? Don't go and vote. Not that you should go and disrupt. Are you getting me? So, which is a right accepted under the law. He's not preaching violence, not asking them go and take up arms against the state. Go and fight the police, go and fight the military. No. But he said he can only kill this country with truth. He said it. I can remember that one. He said, can only kill this country with nothing but truth. We're not going to use arms. We're not going to use machete. We're not going to use any weapon of any kind. But his weapon is truth and nothing more. That's the message what I understood from his message and nothing more.
If Nnamdi Kanu were to reappear or resurface somewhere else in the future, would this not affect your credibility as a lawyer?
How can it affect my credibility as a lawyer?
It would mean that you've been lying the whole time.
How am I lying? I told you that my client's house was invaded on the 1st of September by the military. And I've not seen him. Are you getting me? So until when I see him, I don't know whether he's alive or dead. That's what I'm saying. How can he affect my credibility?
During the
I'm speaking with you now. Maybe if I... Okay, go on.
No, I'm listening to you speak. Talk.
Okay, just let me just digress. Go on.
We're interviewing you, so express yourself. So
what I'm saying now, we're having an interview now. Maybe afterwards, something happened, but God forbid, I didn't hear from you again. I will say I've not been able to speak to Chinua again. I don't know what anything that must happen to her, right? So with us, if eventually I heard about you surfacing in the next 1 or 2 months, will that affect my credibility? Yeah?
Okay. During the whole course of the military invasion on his residence, there was a video that went viral, and that video was about supposed IPOB members reportedly, searching buses that were, on the highways in the southeast, looking for Hausa people to kill. Now, is this not a cause for worry? How did a fight between Nnamdi Kanu and the federal government and IPOB become an ethnic war?
Okay, let me ask you this question. Who told you that those people you are talking about were searching for Hausa to kill?
I saw the video. I saw the video.
No, I'm talking about
Barrister,
video. You listen and talk. You hear them talking?
Yes, I did.
Even
though they were speaking Igbo, you could hear.
Okay, I didn't hear that one.
You did not watch the video. You didn't see it.
I didn't see it.
Why do I think you're
lying?
No,
I'm a lawyer, of course. I'm a lawyer. I have to be careful about what I say, of course.
Of course you have to.
Yeah. So I don't have to. I have to be certain about what I tell you as a lawyer. Are you getting me? I didn't hear that one.
So you feel that this fight between IPOB and the federal government did not escalate to something between Igbos and Hausas?
Are you not aware that IPOB at one time or the other issued a statement asking the Northerners living in the Southeast to remain calm and are not after them? Didn't you hear that statement? Didn't you see it? I'll make it available to you. They should, in the heat of this issue, they issued a statement asking Northerners living in the Southeast in the Southeastern region to remain calm. They're not after them. They're not after violence. They're not going into violence.
Okay.
Yes? Didn't you see the statement? I'll make it available to you. I have it.
Okay. Barrister, there was this Turkish diplomat who IPOB did say was in support of the agitations. And later on, Turkey government came out to say that they don't know of any Turkish diplomats and they are not in support of any secession away from Nigeria. This speaks a lot about Nnamdi Kanu. This speaks a lot about IPOB. And this means that so far they've been dishonest. How do you react to that?
I didn't get the question clearly. Come again.
There was a certain Turkish
diplomat
that IPOB kept saying he was a Turkish diplomat. We're not sure, we're not certain. But the Turkish government released a statement that went viral as well, saying that they are not aware of that man that IPOB claims to be a Turkish diplomat working in support of.
Did you verify that report? Did you investigate that report? Who told you that that man is not a Turkish diplomat?
Why would the Turkish government come out to release?
No, but you investigate it. I'm just asking. Because I wasn't there.
Why would the government go against itself?
What? I said you have to investigate whatever you're hearing from some of this for the report online. So, but I don't know about this. I know that at one time or the other, I saw a Turkish diplomat who paid a visit to my client. I saw it on tele and online.
Yes, and the Turkish government said they don't know about that man. And they are not, the government itself is not in support of any secession away from Nigeria.
Yes. No, what you are going to do to ascertain the veracity of their claim is to investigate the person who visited my client to know whether it's a Turkish diplomat.
So this is a case of the Turkish government lying?
Yeah, of course. You have to investigate the person to know whether it's really a Turkish diplomat.
What will happen to the next court case if Nnamdi Kanu does not show up in court?
Well, I'm hopeful that military will produce him before that 17th October. I'm very hopeful, very certain.
You're certain?
Yeah, I'm very certain. Because we'll file action against them in court, which anyone from now, the court will give a date for hearing. So, and they know that if they didn't produce him in court, nothing much will happen in court.
How about his parents? Are they missing as well?
No, I don't think so. So I'm sure of my client. I don't know about the parents. But I know that they will produce him before that 17th.
You're not in touch with his parents?
I do discuss with his brothers, the siblings. Yeah, I'm in touch with them.
They are not missing?
I don't think they're missing.
Okay. Till this day, up until now, the military claims that they did not kill anybody at the Nnamdi Kanu residence. Can you tell us the true state of things?
I've severally told people to start disregarding or discountenancing what military is telling them, because they've been speaking from both sides of the mouth. You were here when the military declared IPOB a terrorist organization, came back and made a vote for it, that IPOB is no longer, they didn't say such thing. They said they didn't say such thing. And it was clearly contained in the statement they issued. And they said they didn't say such thing. That is one thing you should observe about them. So they, at one time, the military issued a statement, shortly after the invasion of my client's place, that they went there and discovered bombs and discovered some, you didn't read it, that they discovered some bombs or whatever they call it. Are you getting me? So when we raise alarm about the whereabouts of my client, they now started denying they didn't enter there. And when the British government requested the federal government to update them on the whereabouts of their citizen. Right? Mm-hmm. So they've been speaking from both sides of the mouth at all times. So I urge you to verify whatever reports you're getting from them and possibly disbelieve them.
Has the federal government...
Because what took place in my client's place on the 14th day of September 2017 is a clear case of state-sponsored terrorism and genocide. That's what took place there. And we have the video clips. It's unimpeccable and clear. You see the gunshot. You see when they were approaching. You see the gunshot. See some cops they left behind at the point they were leaving. You see, you can even in the video I sent you, if you video going viral, you also see them shooting. How can they deny it with their APC armored personnel carrier and their guns? They're not telling the Nigerian military is not telling they didn't go there.
Has the federal
Are you to believe them?
Well, it's not in my place to disbelieve them. Has the federal government ever reached out to you to see if you could ask Nnamdi Kanu to tame his followers? To me?
No, nobody has spoken to me. No. Of course, you should know how me and nobody has, as a matter of fact, they've not established contact with me in that regard.
At all?
Yeah.
They've never established contact with you?
Yeah.
Even in regards to asking him...
But let me say this to you. Let me say this because I forgot. Let me say this to you. Now, federal government is fully aware that we're in court. And the matter is coming up on October 17th, 2017 for hearing. And then Nnamdi Kanu is has been enjoying his bail condition before then, right? Now, there's no law that says that in the course of enjoying that bail granted him by the court, and he committed an offense, that will not be arrested. There's no law that says he cannot be arrested. Are you getting me? If they thought that Nnamdi Kanu has committed an offense, what they would have simply done is to investigate him, either by the police, DSS, or even police or DSS, because army has no place in investigating a civilian. Right? Then, if I had invited him come, we're investigating a case of this or that. Right? Then he refused to come, you cannot go after him. Let me just clear this. Nnamdi Kanu has not been a time he was invited by the police, or DSS, or civil defense, or whatever you can call it, or any security agency investigating him. Nobody investigated him. So, if the intention was to arrest him, right, they wouldn't have gone to his house to do that. They wouldn't have gone to his house to kill people. They would have gone to his house to shoot people. They would have gone to his house to destroy things there. They were waiting for him to come to court on 7th of October. Are you getting me? They were waited. But to show that the intention was to kill him. The intention was to kill him, that's all. And that was why they shoot sporadically, so even inside the room. You can see the bullet holes in the wall, his bedroom walls, and also the entire building. Who were they shooting? And he was in the room when this thing happened. He was there. So they were waiting for him to come to court on October 17th. And he has been announcing to the public, people, he has announced to the public, well-wishers and friends, please join me, I'm going to court on October 17th on solidarity. In fact, at one time he told one occasion he told people that he's coming to court Abuja Federal High Court on October 17th with about 1.9 million people coming with him. 2 million people. Thank you for that much. 2 million people.
Yes, it was in that.
So he won because they found that the federal government has no winnable case against him in court. And this is a person that arrested since he was arrested on October 14, 2015, right? Up to date, they've not opened their case. Anytime the matter is coming up in court, they will introduce one thing or the other. Either they will introduce an amendment to the charge by bringing the parties or elaborating the charge. In fact, the last one that happened was that they from 6-count charge preferred against him and 3 other persons, they now enlarged it to 11-count charge. At that point, I said, no, let us challenge this charge. I filed an application challenging the competence of the charge.
But do you feel that
Are you getting me? So I'm just telling you the tricks. They don't want to do the case. What they want is just to keep him behind bars. Because if they want to do the case, they will open their case. So when they enlarged the charge from 5 count charge to 11 count charge, we filed an application challenging the competence of the charge. And the court struck 6 out of 11. Remaining 5. Even the offense of treasonable felony, the court make a specific remark. The court told the federal government lawyer that, look, before me, that the proof of evidence attached to this charge cannot even establish this charge. Cannot. But since you said you have a video clip, you are going to bring. Go and bring, let me see. Now, this video clip has not been made available to us in line with the standard rules of the court. Because if you are filing a proof of evidence in support of the charge, you must give the defendants copies of what they filed in court, including video clips. You are relying upon to enable us to prepare for his defense. So they know they have no winnable case against him. Are you getting me? So that was why they said, okay, the best thing for us to do is to just carry out this our understanding with our people. Let us go down, take the word down to that place. Because that's what they were saying. They said they're going to take the word down to Nnamdi Kanu's house. And that was what they did. So up till now, my sister can't find my client. I don't know where he is. That's the truth.
Do you feel
they are in a position to go and tell him to go and produce him? And if let me use this opportunity to beg the military. Simple. If they have killed him, let them be magnanimous enough to hand over the corpse to the family for a befitting burial. Nnamdi Kanu is a prince. But God forbid. He's the prince. He's the heir apparent to the throne of Afar Ukwu Kingdom. Are you getting me? So he's a prince. So if they have killed him, let them hand over the corpse to the family for befitting burial. That's what I'm asking for. We're not asking for much. Or if not killed him, let them produce him in court. We're not afraid of court. Thank God they've gone back to court. We're in court. Even the prosecution of order they obtained from Federal High Court, we are going to vacate it. As I speak to you, it's coming up on 23rd of October for hearing. Let them come back to court. We'll be winning them in court.
I wanted to know from you, do you feel that the court order to revoke his bail conditions were in order?
There's no court order to revoke his bail condition. They filed an application for revocation of his bail condition. On the ground, they said that they are alleging that he has flouted some of these bail terms, right? Now, we filed a counter to that application. The application was filed on 25th of day of August 2017. We filed a counter to that application. It hasn't been heard. It's only been heard. The matter is coming up on 17th. Traditionally, the only pending application will be heard on that day, 17th October, including the one we filed and also the one they filed, right? So the application has not been granted. And besides, military is not an enforcement arm of the court. No order has been given for them to arrest Nnamdi Kanu in the manner that they did. Or to invade this house in the manner they did. The court never instructed them to do that. And military by Section 215 of the Constitution has no capacity, has no powers to delve into civil unrest, civil duties. It's clear written there. So there's no order revoking his bail. That order has not been made.
And you don't think that he ever flouted those?
I said he hasn't flouted. What I'm telling them is that because what the federal government is trying to do what their interest is, actually, is to ensure that it's kept behind bars in perpetuity. I've said this to the public, I've said in several forums. They are not after the case. Are you getting me? What they want is just how to keep him behind the bars. Because they have no winnable case in court. Even the application they filed seeking for the revocation of his bail cannot stand, cannot fly. Before they were filed an application to vacate some of these bail conditions. What Nnamdi Kanu is facing because the 3-count charge of treasonable felony, right? Importation of goods, right? And what they call it, and making defamatory statement, right? So these are 3-count charges he's facing in court. What I've been telling the federal government, through the prosecution, bring their witnesses to court. That's the business of the court. The business of the court is not about his bail condition or bail terms. No. The business of the court is come and open your case. In fact, as a matter of fact, on the 25th day of April, the court made it clear to everybody. In fact, the court made that as an order of the court. That look, let me tell you, let me warn you, Labaran, Ejiofor, let me warn you people. I am not ready to entertain any interlocutory application in this case again. That's what the court said. Let me say to everybody, I'm making it an order now. I'm not ready to entertain any interlocutory application again. Bring your witnesses in court on 11th and 12th of July. You told the prosecution. We agreed. We left. 2 weeks before the matter was supposed to be coming up for hearing, they filed an application for amendment of the charge. Wherein they brought in Chidebere Onwudiwe, Bright Chimezie, as fifth defendant in the case. Now, the implication of what they did is that the trial will no longer go on. Because the parties, all the defendants are going to take a fresh plea to the charge. And when that is done, apparently the lawyers appearing for them now, we apply for either for their bail or for the bail granted to my client to be subsisting, right? I will apply for the bail granted to my client to be subsisting, while others will apply make for a fresh bail application on behalf of their clients. Now, the irony of this is that Bright Chimezie was arrested on October 14th, 2016 by SSS in Port Harcourt. You know, you're not Port Harcourt in you, right? Now, he has been in detention even when the charge was amended for them to include Chidebere Onwudiwe, the second defendant now. He was in detention. They detained him for such longer period of time before I filed an application before the Federal High Court to you for the enforcement of his fundamental rights. Are you with me? So the court, the process filing the suit was served on them. Then they didn't enter appearance whatsoever. They didn't enter appearance in the suit. The court had my application on the merit, granted relief sought from the court, and also awarded damages of 5 million naira against the SSS. That order was served on them, expecting them to pay us the money because we need money in this case. So pay all the 5 million naira. Federal government has money now. So they didn't, instead of them complying with court order, which said release this guy, release Bright Chimezie, and also pay him 5 million naira damages. They now smuggled him in as fifth defendant in the suit. Do you know the funny part of it? Bright Chimezie is now being arraigned on a one-count charge of conspiracy to commit treasonable felony, which offense does not carry punishment for more than 5 years. Now, Benjamin Madubugu was also arrested on October 2015. David Nwawisi was also arrested on July 2015. Chidebere Onwudiwe was also arrested last year, 2016. And they are being charged on offense of conspiracy to commit treasonable felony. And Ben was also charged for offense of unlawful possession of firearms. These are offenses that do not attract serious punishment. They are ordinarily bailable in law. They've been in detention to date. They've been there. So you see, I understand these guys are facing political trial. There's no two ways about it. We in this country have laws that have two colors. Right? We have laws that have two colors. In a system, we have operate laws that have two colors. One for the east, one for the north. Now, where people are causing havoc down up there, threatening the existence of this country, the security of this country, none of them has been arrested. They're going to kill people, they're going to do this, they're going to do this, they're going to kill all the Igbos, kill all the Southerners living in northern states. Nobody has been arrested. Nobody, no person, not one person. At one time, Kaduna State Governor issued an empty threat, directing police to arrest you. They told him that he's looking for fire. They told him that he was looking for fire. That if he dare arrest any of the members, he will see fire. And what happened? What happened? Then these are people that have committed no offense known to law. No offense whatsoever. They've been in detention for the past 2 years, going to 3 years now, and nobody's speaking. Nobody is speaking. The guns found, the then gun found in Benjamin Madubugu's house, we are all fully licensed. He has license. Yes, high license. Why is he being detained? He's seriously sick as I speak to you now, in the prison. Ben is seriously sick today.
Barrister, there's another legal action against Nigerian officials and Nigerian military officials in the USA. Yes. Are you aware of that?
I'm fully aware.
Are you a part of that?
You know, these are actions being handled by foreign partners, right? It has to do with the unlawful massacre, genocidal massacre of members, armless, defenseless members of IPOB between 29th and 30th of May last year. You know, the Amnesty International issued a report, very mind-boggling report, wherein they indicted Nigerian military personnel for that genocide attack, for unprovoked attack on the innocent people, honest people. So the matter has gone to US, and they're handling it over there. I'm fully aware about the matter. And even this one now, the one they committed, the genocide they committed in my client's house. Now, we are going to RCC. Yes, they must come there one day to answer to the charges. They must come. We are in RCC as I speak to you now. And actually have been fired there.
Explain to the viewing public what would happen if Nnamdi Kanu were to get arrested now that IPOB is declared a terrorist organization.
The fact is that declaration of IPOB as a terrorist organization has political undertone and cannot stand. That's the law. There are laid down rules, regulations, and procedures of a terrorist group, which IPOB did not fit into any of this. Right? We're in court. That reprehensible order will be vacated. Even if the court refused to vacate it, we're going to call appeal to get it vacated. Are you getting me? So that order cannot stand. I told them it cannot stand. So I understand it will stand for temporarily because I know that the law is there. We have the law. You can't just declare people who have no history of violence, who have no history of armed struggle, who are not using weapon of any kind, people who are fighting for their rights, who are exercising their right to self-determination, as provided under the international laws, which Nigeria is a signatory, which Nigeria is bound by those laws. You can't declare them terrorist group. You cannot. What they did at best to call a dog, they give a dog a bag name, not to hang it. It cannot stand. As a matter of fact, the order was made without jurisdiction by the court. Yeah, it was made without jurisdiction. So we are challenging it on about 13 grounds. So which it's coming up for hearing on October 23rd. So when we finish with him, if he refuses to vacate it, we go to court of appeal. So that's the issue of declaration of IPOB, prescription of IPOB cannot stand. It's just for temporarily. Okay, let me say this to you. Let me explain this scenario. The military first declared IPOB a terrorist organization, right? 2 days after, they made a vote face. When that declaration was condemned by both National Assembly leadership,
yes,
and notable jurists, lawyers in the country, including advocates, because they have no such powers to make such pronouncements. I said it in my statement. I addressed that, right? So to tell you about the conspiracy behind that exercise, the AG Federation quickly moved into court and obtained that order, right? That expert order, in line with the laws on such a site, provided for such a site. Now, you know that same day, same August 20th, that order was obtained, right? Expert order was obtained. Okay, September 20th, right? That order was obtained from High Court. Well, same day, the order was gazetted in Lagos here. Have you seen the haste? Have you seen the horrid manner in which the entire thing was done and concluded? So the intention is just, please, because they actually thought the IPOB will revolt. They thought they would provoke them into using arms. And when that failed, they now start exploiting other avenues towards blackmailing them. Because I call what they're doing as blackmail. It cannot hold water. It's blackmailing. Right? So when that failed, because the intention was to provoke these people, let us see if they can use arms, they have weapons, they have guns. And when that failed, they then discovered that these people have no gun. If you're talking about a terrorist group, before you can classify the group as a terrorist group, there must be incidents of violent crime, armed struggle, using arms, killing people, running away, burning police stations, attacking security formations, attacking security agents, killing them. There are features. So in that case, the military will not be called in to aid police in containing the excesses. But in this case, there was no such case as affect IPOB. That's not such case in the first place. There was such case. Nobody has complained to the military or to the police. In fact, as a matter of fact, police has not even complained. Police will tell you that this problem has become unbearable. We have Fulani herdsmen who are moving every day, moving the street of, even Abuja there where we are. They are moving there with AK-47. Every day, killing people killing at way without being checkmated. You heard about Agatu incident. And Odi, in Enugu State. All over the place they've been killing. People who has history of using arms to kill innocent people and innocent especially people have not been arrested, have not been tagged as terrorist group.
So you're saying that this is a clear case of ethnic cleansing?
Yes! A clear case of ethnic, state-sponsored genocide. Not even the thing about being a state-sponsored genocide and terrorism. Sponsored by the state. Yes. They sponsored it. To decimate the entire Igbos and kill them and annihilate all of them. And as they've killed many of them. As of today, they're subjecting our people to all forms of torture. Manner of torture. And you know, before the invasion of the Southeast, you have military checkpoints in the Southeast. You have the SARS. You have the police working. In fact, as a matter of fact, before now, I don't used to go to my house. I don't usually travel and stay at home for long. But for the past 3 years, I'll go to the house, travel and stay because the crime has been the crime rate has reduced drastically. So that will show you that the exercise Python dance is for the purpose. It's for a purpose which is still standing in all ramifications of it.
What is next for IPOB in the events that have led to the disappearance of its leader?
No, what they are saying, and it must be done because international community has already killed him. If Nigeria is not, if this matter is not handled properly, it may eventually lead to Nigeria being sanctioned. Because as I speak to you now, last week Friday, the British government formally wrote to the Nigerian government, asking them the whereabouts of their citizen. That letter must be responded. Are you getting me? That letter must be responded. So they must produce Nnamdi Kanu wherever they kept him. No two ways about it. Because other international community are also keen up. They know that what is happening in the South has political undertone. Are you getting me? They have political undertone. It's an understanding by a certain section of the people to deal with these people. Let's deal with them.
Finally, what are your last words? My last word is I'm begging the federal government to produce my client, Nnamdi Kanu. If they have killed him, let them be kind enough to oblige us, the family, the corpse, for befitting burial. Right? Then we'll now sort other things out in court. Yeah, that's my prayer, my prayers in the circumstance. I can't go beyond this. Because I don't know the position of my client today. At least if I can see my client now, if he's alive, if I have access to him now, I can now, okay, now, federal government, do this or do that. But now, I'm talking about my client's state of whereabouts. I don't know where he is. Do you feel frustrated?
I can't be frustrated. Now who will frustrate me? I can't be frustrated. I will get to the root of it. And it will happen in court. Nobody will frustrate me. And nobody will kill me. Tell them. They cannot kill me because they didn't create me. They never created me. It's God that created me. So they won't kill me. So the point is that they must produce my client whether they want it or not. If he's dead, they should give it. They will bring the corpse. Let the family go and bury him. He's alive. Let them produce me in court. So we are in a constitutional democracy where rule of law is supreme. We are not under a military regime. They should know that. Tell them. Yeah, you should tell them. Let them know.
Thank you very much, Barrister.
Thank you so much.